So often we get to review vehicles that you would buy off of a dealer lot, but this is slightly different. This is called a Slingshot, and for this year they have brought out a new version of this vehicle that is a lot more dynamic. It's a two-wheel at the front, one wheel at the back, mixture between a motorcycle and a car. Kind of looks like I stole it from Batman. All I need to do now is put my helmet on and find me a Robin. So what do we know about Slingshot? Well, Slingshot is made by a company called Polaris, and Polaris are quite a big deal in the fun automobile segment. They make ATVs, snowmobiles, some electric vehicles. They started in 1954, and this vehicle, the Slingshot, was prototyped in 2014. It came to market almost instantly. It was prototyped with a market-ready available vehicle. They're actually manufactured in Minnesota, where the company is based. But more than that, you'll probably recognize one of the brands that the company actually owns, and that's Indian Motorcycles. Exterior design of the new Slingshot, you can see single headlight up front, floating fenders here at the side. These are 18-inch wheels. They look all very nice, part of the Batman persona, as it were, red and black for the R. Once you get around the side here, you'll notice there's actually no door. There's no roof either, so this is an open air vehicle. It's probably not good if it rains or snows. Very shaped mirrors here. There are two side mirrors, but no center mirror, which is quite awkward, although there is a backup camera as well. These double as roll bars here. Nicely designed seats. Once you get all the way out to the back here, this is a huge 19-inch wheel at the back. It's a bit like a mullet, this car. It's all business in the front and party at the back. So what's the utility like of the Slingshot? Well, there's no room for a trunk at the back. There is some storage, however. You have to move the seats forward. Once you've moved the seats forward, there is actually a trunk here. You have to unlock it and probably just get a picnic lunch in the back there. It's a little bit difficult to get stuff in and out. It's about the size of a helmet in the back here, so you can store the helmet when you go to the store, etc. But you have to lock and unlock it. It doesn't do it automatically with the car. So if you're looking to haul a lot of stuff, that's another strike against the Slingshot. Interior design, what you see is what you get. It's quite pleasant, but it's very hard plastic. I mentioned this before, no rear view mirror. You have to rely on the side mirrors or the rear camera here. There's a small glove box up front here, enough to store perhaps one or two items, a lady's purse if she should be riding with you, or a gentleman's accessories. It does have an infotainment screen here. It has a cell phone, Bluetooth, navigation, music. I do like the fact that when you drive, the music gets a little bit louder. All right, let's talk about the sound system itself. Rockford Fosgate sound system. It's actually one of the best sound systems I've heard in a long time. Steering wheel, gauges, red, shifter, couple cup holders, manual handbrake. Very basic. When it comes to tech on the inside of the brand new Slingshot, you will find a digital display between the gauges. It allows you to select what information you see at what time. There's also a multi-function steering wheel with volume, allows you to scroll, also to play and pause, voice controls, and a cruise control, plus a red button. And this red button allows you to select the drive mode. You can either select the comfort mode, which is for people who aren't adventurous, and then it's the Slingshot mode. If you hit the button, you can go into Slingshot mode, which is the best way to explain it, I guess, is the sport mode that you would find in many other vehicles. It also has the option of an automatic or a manual transmission. I'm lucky enough to have a manual transmission in this particular version of the vehicle, and a nice infotainment screen, which is a touch screen. Now, when it comes to infotainment, you didn't really expect to see one in a vehicle like this, but you get one. It allows you to select things like radio stations, do navigation and touchscreen, as well as some very simple buttons below it. So what's the competition for the Polaris Slingshot? Well, there are 4 vehicles in this class. There's the Can-Am Spider. You may be familiar with that. It's more of a motorcycle ride. It has handlebars rather than a steering wheel. There's also the Morgan 3-wheeler, which looks like an old classic British car. That's a famous 3-wheeler. And then there's the Vanderhall 3-wheeler as well. So you have 4 different choices in this class, and so far the Slingshot for me is my favorite. So what's under the hood? Well, I've been practicing this so I could show you how clever I am. Actually, to open the hood you have to pop it, lift it, and then pull it forward, and you look in from the other side. So let's see if I can do it. Oh, finally. So in the last generation of the Slingshot, they actually used a Chevrolet engine. This is a Polaris engine. It's a 4-cylinder that actually outputs 203 horsepower. There is the same version of this engine in some other models of the Slingshot, which actually only output 178 horsepower. But 203 horsepower, that means this vehicle goes pretty fast. I might have had it up to 80 miles an hour. It's really fun to drive. It's nice being in the open air, and it's really nice having a manual, but it can be quite noisy. So what is the value of these vehicles? How much do they cost, and are they worth them buying? Well, they're not definitely a everyday commuting vehicle. They are kind of a fun specialist vehicle. They start around $21,000 for the base S version. Then you can step up to something like the SE, which is about $26,500. It goes up from there. The R, this one, $31,000. And then you can go actually to the top of the line, which is their $34,000 and is their Grand Tourer LE. So these vehicles are not inexpensive. They're fairly expensive, but the thrills do come with that price tag.
I'm Nick Miles.